Good morning, grade 5. Welcome back to grade 5 mathematics class. How are you all doing today? Let's start a new chapter today. Chapter 14, data handling. So what is data handling? When you collect some kind of information, facts or data, and then you present it in a way meaningful to others, you call that as data handling. So what is data handling? The process of gathering, recording and presenting information in a way that is helpful to analyze, make predictions and choices. It is called data handling. The process is called data handling, and the branch of mathematics that deals with data handling is called statistics. So in statistics, we use different methods for data representation. Methods such as pictograph, bar graph, pie charts, tally marks, line graphs and so on. You must have learned about the first three in your lower classes. Now this year, we are going to learn about tally marks and line graphs as well. So before moving to that, let's have a quick recall of what a pictograph and bar graph is. So here is an example of a pictograph. So a pictograph is a chart that represents data using pictures or symbols. Let's see that again. So a pictograph is a chart that uses pictures or symbols to represent data, and it has a title like this. It will have labels like this, and it will use symbols or pictures like these, and it will also have a key like this. So what about each of this? A title of a pictograph will tell you what data is depicted, and the label describes the category of the data. The symbol is the picture depicted in the pictograph, and the key will tell you the number of articles each symbol stands for. So a pictograph is also called a pictogram or simply a picture. So in this example picture, what you see is the data, that is modes of transport used by students in a class. You can see the heading or the title here and the labels mode of transport and number of students that tell you what kind of data or the category of data that you are depicting here. And you can see smileys here, which are the symbols or the pictures used in this case to represent the number of data items or the number of students. And there is a key which tell you the number of data items that each symbol represents. For example, in this case, one smiley face represents 3 children. So how do we read data from this one? So here, the mode of transport is bus, and you can see how many smileys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 smileys are given here. Each smiley represents 3 students. So the total number of students that uses bus as a mode of transport is equal to the 7 into 3, and that is equal to 21. And what about the total number of students that uses car as a mode of transport? The smileys used here are, the number of smileys used here are 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each smiley represents 3 students. So 4 into 3, that is a total of 12 students. Similarly, the other 2 cases as well. So this is how you read data from a pictograph. Now, this is an example of a bar graph. So in a bar graph, data is represented using rectangular bars like these, and the length of each bar will be proportional to the number or the value of data items that you are representing within that chart. So a bar graph is a chart to represent data using rectangular bars, and the length of each bar is proportional to the value they represent. And bar graphs may be vertical bar graphs or horizontal bar graphs like these. The more commonly used one is vertical bar graphs. Now there are a few things which you need to keep in mind in the case of bar graphs. So in bar graph, all bars are of the same width and are evenly placed or spaced like this. You can see all the bars are of the same width and are evenly spaced in between. Now you have to label each rectangular bar to tell what category of data it is representing. That is, you have to label what each bar represents and color the bars differently. Now the length of the bar equals the number of the data items. For example, let's try to interpret the data from this example given here. So this is a bar graph or a bar chart that depicts the favorite color of students in a class. So there is a horizontal line and there is a vertical line, and this is a vertical bar graph. So on the horizontal line, you can see the category of data items, which is the colors, different colors in this case. And on the vertical line, the number of data items or the number of students who like the particular color is shown. And you can see also a range of values is given. These range of values that you use in a bar graph is called the scale of the bar graph. So what about the color pink? Pink is the favorite color of how many students? See the height of the bar. It ends at the point corresponding to a value of 60. So the number of students whose favorite color is pink is equal to 60. Now what about the color blue? See the height of the bar, which is colored in blue, ends in between 40 and 50. So it is ending at the midpoint of 40 and 50. So the value here will be the midpoint of 40 and 50, which is 45. So in this case, here it corresponds to a number of 45. So the number of students who like blue as their favorite color is equal to 45. What about the next one, purple? So the number of students whose favorite color is purple is how much? See, the bar ends in between or at the point or at the midpoint of 50 and 60. So this point corresponds to a number 55. So for 55 students, purple is their favorite color. And what about yellow? Yellow is the favorite color of 50 students. So this is how you read data from a bar graph. So I hope these concepts are clear to you. Now, this is a question from your textbook. This is from page number 199, the Let's Recall exercise. Let me read the question to you. Following is a bar graph showing favorite food of 240 children in a school. So there is this bar graph, and what kind of data is depicted here? The title or the label is favorite food of 240 children in a school. So on the horizontal line, you have the favorite food, the different favorite foods of children, and you have continental, Thai, Chinese, Indian and Mughlai as the labels given here. And on the vertical line, you have the number of students or the number of children. Now, there are a few questions following this bar graph. Let's go through each question one by one. The first one, how many students like Indian food? So let's check the bar corresponding to Indian food. So this is that bar, and this bar has a height equal to the value or the number 60 here. So the number of students that like Indian food is equal to 60. So let's write 60 here. Now the next question, which food is liked by the highest number of children? See, that will be the value corresponding to the bar which is the longest or the tallest bar. Now the bar corresponding to Chinese food is the tallest one, and it equals to a value of 100. So Chinese food is liked by 100 students, the most number of students. So which food is liked by the highest number of children? It is Chinese. So you can write Chinese here in the space provided in your textbook. Now let's see the next question. Next one is, which two types of foods are equally liked by the children? So here you can see two rectangular bars are of the same height, which means that is equally liked by the children. Those are equally liked by the children. Which are those foods? Continental and Indian, which correspond to both of which correspond to 60 students or 60 children. So which two types of foods are equally liked by the children? Those are continental and Indian. You may write that in your textbook. The next one, how many more students like Chinese food than Thai food? So how many students like Chinese food? See, it is 100. 100 students like Chinese food. Now how many students like Thai food? 10 students. So how do we find out how many more students like Chinese food than Thai food? That will be equal to 100 minus 10, which is equal to 90. I hope these are clear to you. Now let's move on to the next question. Find the total number of students who like continental and Thai foods. So let's find out how many students like continental food. It is equal to a number of 60. Now number of students who like Thai food is equal to 10. So what is the total? The total number of students who like continental and Thai foods is equal to 60 plus 10, which is equal to 70. Now the next one, how many students like Mughlai food? You can see the bar corresponding to Mughlai food here. You can see the height is less than the number 10. So you can write here like how many students like Mughlai food? It is less than 10. I hope all these questions and the answers are clear to you. Now let's learn about pie charts. So what is a pie chart? You can say a pie chart is a circular chart in which data is represented like the slices of a pie. So here you can see that a whole pie or a whole circle is divided into slices or parts to represent some kind of data. So you can say a pie chart is a circular representation of data depicting relationship between a whole and its parts. And in a pie chart, a circle is divided into parts according to the number of data items. See, in this example, you can see one whole circle is divided into how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 equal parts. So this one full circle or one whole represents 100%. So if it is divided into 10 equal parts, each part will represent how much? Each part will represent 10%. So this pie chart is what shows the quantity or proportion of ingredients that is needed to prepare or bake a butter cake. So can you tell what is the proportion of egg in this case? See, this egg is represented with 4 equal parts of the circle, and each part we said each part will represent 10% of the total or the whole. So to prepare this butter cake, 40% of it should be egg. And what about flour? 1, 2, 3 equal parts. That means it is 10% plus 10% plus 10%. That is a total of 30%. Now here sugar, 20% of the ingredients should be sugar. And what about butter? 10%. So this is how you represent the percentage of the data items, the percentage of each data items in a pie chart or pie diagram. Now we can also represent the data items in a pie chart as a fraction of the whole. Let's see how. So like we said earlier, this one whole is divided into 10 equal parts. So how many parts will be egg? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 10 parts are eggs. Now what about flour? 3 out of 10 or 3 tenths. Now sugar will be 2 tenths. Now butter will be 1 tenth. So now here in this case we have expressed the data items. We have represented the data items as a fraction of the whole. Now keep in mind the parts in a pie chart or the slices in a pie chart are also called pie sectors. Now this is a question from your textbook, page number 201. Let me read the question to you. Priya collected data about the food liked by most of the children. She constructed the pie chart for the collected data. Observe the pie chart and answer the following questions if the data was collected from 240 students. So you see the pie chart here. This is the pie chart that Priya prepared based on the data she collected from 240 students. This is about the favorite food of 240 students in a school. You see the sector here. This sector corresponds to the number of students whose favorite food is sandwich. This sector corresponds to the number of students whose favorite food is boiled eggs. And this sector corresponds to the number of students whose favorite food is upma. This sector is the number of students whose favorite food is fruit salad. So let's find out the answers to the questions that follow here. Which food item is liked by most of the students? So from the pie diagram, it is clear that sandwich occupies the most space or it covers most part of the pie diagram, and hence it will be the food liked by most of the students. Now which food items are equally liked by the students? You see the sectors for upma and boiled eggs have the same size. So it is clear that the food items which are equally liked by students are upma and boiled eggs. Now let's see the next question. Which food item is least liked by the students? It will be the sector having the smallest size or smallest angle. So you see fruit salad is the smallest sector here. So the food item that is least liked by the students is fruit salad. So I hope these questions and their answers are clear to you. Now you have to keep in mind one thing. In a pie chart, we are dividing a circle into parts. So we know that a full circle equals to an angle measurement of a total 360 degree. So when you divide that into parts to make pie sectors, you are going to create sectors having angles or angular measurement. So for example, in this case, you can see the sector for Upma and boiled eggs correspond to sectors of 1/4 each. See, this sector corresponds to 1/4 of the circle. This sector corresponds to 1/4 of the circle. So which means it is 1/4 of a total 360 degree. So in a circle, if it is a sector that is corresponding to 1/4 of the circle, it will have an angle measurement of 360 degree by 4. That is 1/4 of 360 degree, which is equal to 90 degree. So you see the sector for Upma and the sector for boiled eggs both have the angle 90 degree. And the other sectors will also have angles which you will learn in detail in your higher classes. Now, this is a question from exercise 14.1, which is in page number 201. Let me read the question to you. Given below is the data collected for the favorite ice cream flavors of 36 students in a class. Draw a pie chart to represent the data. So now we have seen what a pie chart is and how to read data from a pie chart. Now let's see how we can draw one pie chart. So in this question, you are given the data such as the favorite flavor of ice cream and the number of students who like each flavor. So let's have a look at the data given here. Vanilla flavor is liked by 9 out of 36 students. Pista is liked by another 9 out of 36 students. Butterscotch is liked by 6 out of 36 students. And strawberry, other 6 out of 36 students. And mango is liked by 3 out of 36 students. And chocolate is liked by another 3 out of 36 students. So how we can represent this data on a pie chart, how we can construct a pie chart. So you will learn more exact methods of constructing a pie chart in your higher grades. So today we'll see a simple method using approximation. So the first step is to draw a circle of any radius. So let this be that circle. Now the next step is to find out what portion of the circle should represent the number corresponding to each of the data given here. Now the next step is to find out what portion of this circle should correspond to the data given here. So let's have a look at the first one, vanilla. Vanilla flavor is liked by 9 out of 36 students. That is 9 by 36. So when you reduce it to the lowest form, you get this is equal to 1 by 4. 9 divided by 9 equals 1, 36 divided by 9 equal to 4. So 9 by 36 is equal to 1/4 or 1 by 4. So how do you represent this 1/4 in the circle? You can just divide the circle into 4 equal parts and one part will be 1/4. So let this be that 1 by 4 or 1/4 part and let this be the sector corresponding to vanilla. Then the number of students who like pista flavor is also the same, 9. So that will be another 1/4. So let this be that part. So now we get something like this. Now this 1/4 corresponds to the number of students who like vanilla flavor and this 1/4 corresponds to the number of students who like pista flavor. Now let's have a look at the next one, butterscotch. So now that we have covered 2 1/4s, which means 1/2 of the circle, it means we have covered the case of half of the students. That is, we have considered the case of 18 students in the class. So this half or these 2 1/4 represent 18 students in the class, which is the half of 36. Now the other half of this circle represents the remaining 18 students. So out of this remaining 18 students, 6 students like strawberry and the remaining 6, which is again divided into 3 and 3, like either mango or chocolate. So it is 6, 6, together 6. So the remaining 18 students we can divide into groups of 6 each. Let's see 18. How can we divide 18 into groups of 6? That is, we have to divide that into 3. So the other half of the circle, I'm going to divide that into roughly equal slices. 3 roughly equal slices. So this half represents 18 students. We divided that into 3 groups and each group will have 6 students each. So this 6 will be the 6 that like butterscotch, and the next 6 will be the 6 that like strawberry, and then the remaining 6 is again divided into 2, that is 3 and 3, and this 3 will like mango and the other 3 are the students who like chocolate. So your pie chart will look something like this. It doesn't matter where you place the pie sectors, just that you are dividing that into sectors corresponding to the data given. So this is a simple method to draw a pie chart using approximation. We took approximate divisions of the circle. Now in your higher grades, you'll learn how to use your protractor and compass to draw pie charts using angular measurements. Let me give you a brief idea of how to see. To draw a pie chart using a protractor and compass, first you have to draw a circle of any radius, then you have to draw a midline, and then you have to place the protractor on this midline to measure the angle corresponding to each sectors and then draw the sectors. So there is a formula to find the angle of each of the sector corresponding to the data given. See, that formula is data by the total value into 360 degree. Just keep this in your mind. This is for your awareness I'm telling. For example, in the case of vanilla, the data given is 9 and the total value is 36, the total number of students, and 360 degree, the total angle in a circle. So when you reduce this, you'll get this is equal to 90 degree. So when you have to draw the sector corresponding to vanilla, you have to draw a sector which measures 90 degree. Same is the case with pista, that will be another sector corresponding to an angle of 90 degree. And what will be the angle of sector corresponding to the number of students who like butterscotch? How would you find it? Just divide that by 36, the value, the data given by the total value into 360 degree. That is equal to 10, that is equal to 60 degree. So the sector corresponding to butterscotch will have an angle of 60 degree. So you'll learn about all these in detail in your higher grades. Just keep this in your mind. Now you have to go through all these topics through pages 199 to 201 of your textbook. Then you have to complete the exercise 14.1, question number 2 and question number 3 of exercise 14.1. And then in page number 200, you have this heading maths around us. Please go through that as well. So children, I hope all the concepts we learned today are clear to you. That's all for today. We'll see you in the next class with a new topic. Till then, bye.